Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday. One
Do you
more
know who you're
today and
talking to?
tomorrow.
I happen to be due for
All
Chief
right.
Justice, a distinguished officer of over 30 years seniority, one of the most highly respected law enforcement agents in the United States of America.
Judge, how are you, my friend? Thank you very much. Hey, so my chat's not exactly working right. Can you type something in again? Just say hello or something. If you got a chance. Okay, so yeah, my chat's not working. Okay, let me figure out. I think it's still attached to the chat from before. I'm doing fantastic. It's a Thursday. Almost didn't stream today. I wasn't feeling good, but then all of a sudden I started feeling better. So I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna just jump in stream. And how the hell do you reset your chat? Chat filters, chat settings. Maybe I just close this and then tools. Oh yeah, yeah. So you got fireworks on the 3rd, not on the 4th? I mean, it's going to be a big celebration because Friday, 4th of July is on Friday. Well, I guess a lot of people do that because they want to be able to take the time off, I guess. All right, let's see. Doc chat right there. All right, let's see if this resets it. Oh, I think that reset it. There we go. Okay, so you got to close it down and restart it. Well, I know a couple of towns around Montana do the same thing. They do it a different day. Yeah. So it's so you can, which I don't get. Why do a town celebration a day before? That. I guess it's to symbolize. Okay, if nobody else is lighting fireworks off, you can come to ours. So you get more response to the overall town fireworks, rather than, oh, we're going to set it off on the 4th of July, where the town's setting it off, and everybody else is setting it off. Yeah, and it frees up. Yeah, exactly. It frees up Friday. But, they're still not going to give you the day off. I mean, they give you all these weird days off, except our Independence Day. Why wouldn't you get Friday off? I mean, I was in the hotel industry, so they didn't give shit for time off. I mean, Christmas, they give you one day. Thanksgiving, one day. It's like, I understand because a hotel's 24/7, 365 days a year, but still, wow, And they still have to have somebody work there. So if you had to work on those days, then you get a different day off. You can have Wednesday off instead of, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hotels are not conducive to having a work-friendly environment. I'm just saying. My wife, being that she works for the state, she gets off Abraham Lincoln's sneeze day. That's the day he sneezed, and she gets that day off. So, she gets all sorts of holidays never heard of. Why are you home? Oh, I have a holiday. What is it? President Lincoln stubbed his toe day. Oh, okay. Yeah, everybody else in the world gets that one off. Okay. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. So I guess there's an advantage to working for the state. They can give themselves as many holidays as they want. So today we're just chilling and relaxing. I want to test out some stuff on Broken Arrow. Things that I've been questioning about whether how this is done and how you do it better and so on and so forth. Because I was playing last night and I was like, oh my god, there's 2 versions of dropping bombs or missiles. There's one where you carpet an area, and then there's another one where you pick specific targets. So I want to play with that and practice it. I also want to see how damage is done. So what I've got set up is I've got a testing units scenario set up, and then I can change what units I'm using. So I have one here. It's called it's the Marine Special Forces Air Superiority build. Now this was somebody that I saw on the internet, and I copied their build, and there's a couple of changes I made to it. Not really worried. I'm more worried about the air power. So in this one has this one is, I have a B-2 stealth bomber that has 2 bombs on it, but they're like 5,000 pound bombs. They're big ass bombs. So I want to test out how much damage that does realistically. Difference between armored and infantry units. So I have what I have going here on my test. I have a group of tanks and I have a group of infantry. So, and I'll show that to you. It's Gusano. Gusano's birthday is today. So everybody say happy birthday to the Gusano. And guys, if you haven't checked out Gusano, he's an awesome streamer. Let's give him a shout out. He is right here. Let's see. He was playing Escape from Tarkov last. Hey, Gusano, do you have Repo? The game Repo? Yeah, I know you're not live. I was watching you, and then I looked over and you were done. I don't necessarily listen to you. I do when I first come in, but then I go do other things and I have to mute it. Otherwise, I hear what you're doing. Okay. Well, we're going to play Repo on Sunday. That's going to be our multiplayer game. Sunday is Repo. So it's a pretty fun little game. They made some changes to it. So, but anyway, what we're doing, this is my test realm. So I can edit this map however I want. I could change the map if I wanted to. But what I did is I created a whole bunch of tanks here so I can see how my air power does against all these tanks. And then I've got a setup over here where I've got a bunch of infantry. Because that's a lot of times what happens is they go to a specific spot. Oh, yeah, those damn storms. Everybody's getting those storms. But they'll surround a point that they need to capture with infantry. And you got to try to dig the infantry out. So I'm coming up with ways of digging the infantry out. So what I've got here is I've got an Air B-2 Spirit stealth bomber that's got 2 mop bombs. Okay. Let's go ahead and get him coming in. Let's put him right there. Now this is something that's nice because I can pause this game. There we go. So now it's in. I pause the game. And these smart bombs are... Does it say how big they are? I think they're 2,000. No, they're more than 2,000. They're like 3,000 pound bombs or 4,000 pound bombs. Something like that. But they do 130 damage to the area. And their blast radius is 260 meters, and it does 225 millimeters of explosive damage penetration. And then, of course, this dispersion is 50 meters vertically and horizontally. So, you know, if you have your target marked, you know, right here, you know, say it's this billboard right here. You wanted to destroy this billboard. It may drift 50 meters, you know, either way. That's the way that works. And then, of course, your resupply cost is to resupply the unit. So what I want to do here is I want to see how the damage does. 1 bomb on each place. Now, when you go to drop this bomb, you have the option of a precision strike or a bombing run. Okay? A bombing run, I believe, drops both bombs at once, and that's it. Where precision strike, I can say, all right, I want to drop a bomb right there, and then I want to come over here and drop a bomb, because I have 2 bombs. I want to drop a bomb right there. All right, so we're going to see what this plane does, because it's almost like at a 90-degree angle from where it's at. I'm going to expect this plane's going to come over this direction, and then it's going to line up the 2 targets and then come in at once. But I could be wrong. Let's see what happens. Looks like it's just coming straight in. So it is. It's just coming straight in. So it's going to drop 1 bomb.
There, where I have passed, the grass will never grow again. B2 here, send mission. B2 copies.
Big explosion.
Stealth bomber here.
And then it turned.
B2 standing by.
And dropped the other one. All right, so damage-wise, let's see what the hell it did. So now I dropped that right in the middle of the courtyard. So it damaged this unit a little bit. That one just a little. This one about the same as that one. It just utterly obliterated. I don't think there's any bones left in that crater where that one unit was at. So, and then let's see, the same thing here. I think it destroyed 1 complete tank and then damaged the shit out of these 2 and damaged that one a little. Didn't touch any of the others. All right, so that's what I was curious about. Now this is a cruise missile. Oh, let's send this one back.
Mission ready.
Send him back, and we'll bring in the Raptor. The Raptor's got 2 JATM. They're cruise missiles. Or no, JATM's a long range. These are harms. Okay. So that's all I've got. You know, we could see how Spooky does damage. Spooky's that's just a great. Why is it still out? Oh, did I bring the Raptor in? Oh, I did bring the Raptor in. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. All right. Send the Raptor back. 'Cause that's my anti-air. I mean, that JTAM is a long-range anti-plane. And then there's the medium range and then the short range. So, okay. So, if you want to see what Spooky looks like, Spooky, this is the AC-130 gunship. Let's see what it does against infantry first. So what I like to do is just bring it in and just, boop, we're going to put it right there.
Roger, flying there.
And then I could leave it, okay? And then he just circles that area and destroys anything he sees, which is an amazing piece of artillery, especially if you're being pushed upon and you don't have any assets to stop the push. You can send up one of these AC-130s, and it's got it's got Bofors 40 millimeter. It's got 105 millimeter howitzer. It's got 10 Griffin missiles, and the Griffins do what? They are anti-infantry, and then you've got. I thought I put. I have Stormbreakers. I have Griffins and Stormbreakers on this one. So Stormbreaker's a guided bomb. But there it goes, see? Picks a target and it just bombs the shit out of it. So you got Bofors going off. You've got You've got the equalizer, six-barreled Gatling machine gun, which is amazing. Love that sound. I think this one. Oh, I have it shut off. Oh, that's why I have them shut off. Because when I clicked on them down here, see, you can do this, and that shuts it off and says, don't fire that. All right, but see how quickly it clears? And those Stormbreakers, man. Okay, it fired all 10 Stormbreakers. Or no, not the Stormbreakers, it fired the Griffins. It fired these Griffins. These are anti-infantry and anti-vehicle. But there it goes. It just devastated all those. Alright, so now we're going to bring it over here and we're going to park it right there. And now it's going to use the 8 Stormbreakers it still has. Now I could target these myself, I believe, by doing precision hits. So I could go there, 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 there. Let's put one there. Let's put one there.
Rolling on the target area. Coming around now.
And I think it will target those. There goes the machine gun, or the Gatling gun. I wonder, does it have to be laser designated? I called in a precision strike. I'm curious. Okay. He's bringing his laser on target. Yep, there it goes. So he's laser guiding them himself. And he only dropped 4. He's got to figure out his pattern, how he's going to drop the others. Now I could use this guy. Oh, see, now he's going to drop something over there, and he already killed it. I could laser designate this guy. Now that's being laser targeted from my drone. And there it goes. Ooh, that didn't hit very well.
The Angel of Death is in the air.
All right, so let's do another precision strike on that guy,
Strike area confirmed.
and then we'll do a precision strike on this guy here.
Solid copy. Air support mission inbound.
There's one, okay. I got one bomb left. Yeah, the Stormbreaker's a bomb. Oop. When's he gonna drop it? Come on, I got one left. All right, well, he obviously didn't like the way that was set up.
Strike coordinates received.
Okay, there it was. Nope. Still got one. I still got a bomb to drop. So now he's coming, he's circling back in for the bomb drop. So these are the kind of things you should know before you start. There it is. Okay. Then he goes back to just destroying the shit out of stuff.
Mission's over. RTB.
And what else do I got for air power? That's pretty much it. My Raptors, I got guns on my Raptors. That's about it. So let's bring in a Raptor.
Flight plan updated.
There's the Raptor, and we want to take out... Oh, shit. Where'd it go? I need... out of recon. My recon ran out of fuel and went back.
They won't see me coming.
Let's put the Raptor back there. We'll bring in a... We'll do a... there's a strafing run with the Gatling gun because he has missiles, so he's not going to do anything against the ground. All right, as soon as the drone gets there we go. Let's do a strafing run right here.
CAS, mission received. Roger, strafing the area.
I'm gonna dive in. Okay, did not do a lot of damage. So that just tells you right there the Gatling gun isn't the greatest against, even though it is hitting top down, it doesn't do the greatest.
Dive attack confirmed.
Doctor! I played several missions of the campaign. I have not finished it. I will finish it one of these days. I'm just testing out today. Yeah, see, that didn't even hit him. So when you do this, you want to come back here and put it like in the middle of it. So yeah, I did, Doctor. I appreciate you jumping in, first time chatter. We are just testing out units today to see how well they do against certain vehicles. Like right now, I'm seeing how well this Raptor does with his Gatling gun. Not as great as an A-10, but an A-10 will also drop bombs at the same time. So, I mean, this is an air superiority fighter is what I'm using. But, like I said, it obviously... You got to kind of position it. And he's almost out of fuel. Shit, he may bingo fuel before he does this. And there he goes. Yep, he ejected. Ran out of fuel. I don't know why it caught on fire.
We'll go.
I don't know why the plane catches on fire when it runs out of fuel, but it ran out of fuel. And that's the disadvantage to air power. So, yeah, Doc, air raid, I heard that one's a tough one. So what deck are you playing? See, and that's the biggest thing. That's what I'm doing right now is I've got all sorts of decks going here. And I'm trying to figure out what deck I like. Oh, that's probably true. That, right, Judge? Yeah, that's a good idea. It burns up because it's keeping the secrets. So they don't fall into enemy hands. Even though, where did I show the okay, so out there you see the longbow helicopter. That's a great helicopter, right? But then when you bring in the Soviet helicopters, where is it? Where's that one? Right here. Boy, that looks an awful lot like a longbow. Looks very, very familiar. Let's just look at a longbow. Where are we going here? There's a longbow. Yeah. Looks very familiar, especially if you put on Hellfires on everything. Different color, same helicopter. Well, see, and I'm staying U.S. because obviously I'm U.S. I'm an American, but I've heard mixed reviews about the Russians. I heard they got, their tanks may be a little better, or their helicopters are better, whatever. So it's a balanced game. I know that because I've seen the gameplay, right? And the gameplay is pretty much straight up. It's a game, right? So you got to have stuff on both sides that's almost equal. For instance, I think on the Russian side, there's 2 tactical nuke planes, where on our side, I think there's only 1, I think. Maybe there's 2. Does V-52 carry a nuke? Can it carry a nuke? No. So then that can't. I know. The B-2 can. That can carry a nuke. But I don't think... Oh, and the Lancer can carry a nuke. So there is 2 planes on the U.S. side that can carry nukes. And on the Russian side... What is it? This one? No. This one. This one carries a... No, that's Smart Bomb. See, I don't know the Russian side very well either. Let's get rid of the... I want just these. There it is. That's the one. That one carries a nuke. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe the U.S. has 2 planes that can carry nukes, but the Russians only have 1. None of those look big enough. That got cruise missiles. So is this the same one? No, that's just smart bombs.
Many different things could be. It could be a health condition, it could be an unknown disease, or it could have been suicide.
Okay, so there's 2 ways to that, Doc. There's 2 ways. And I love the name Doctor Who, by the way. I'm a big fan of Doctor Who. So thank you for that. But there's 2 ways. I did a stream about points the other day. So let me go back to my editor and I'll explain what I found. Let's just bring in... I suppose it doesn't make any difference. Let's just bring in this unit here. Okay. Or this deck. This is my armored Special Forces unit. All right, so my suggestion, Doc, would be to do exactly what I do, and I can show you how to do this right after this demonstration on the points. I will show you how to make this scenario so you can practice, okay? Because it's really not that hard. And I think it helps you in the long run in your game. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a difference between playing against another human and playing against AI, okay? AI is not as smart. It doesn't have weird things going on that humans do. But here's what I found out. Okay, so there's your 2 numbers up here, okay? Your 1009 is the money you have to spend on your deck right at that moment. This 280 points. Okay, what that is that's how much you get every 60 seconds. Well, this is why we're going to make you better. We're going to make you better for AI. Okay, we're going to make you better for AI. So this 280 points is what you get every 60 seconds. So what you got to do is you got to figure out how much you're getting Usually it's 300, but I think it's 300 when you have a 1,000-point deck. But oh, I know why. Because I already have units out. I have these 2 air units out. So if you didn't have any units, let's just do this. Let's just take these and let's put them back to the base. Let's return them. And I should be getting 300. But because I have 2 units out, each unit you bring out lowers that number. Okay? So as you bring more units out, you don't get as many units, you don't get as many points per second as you do when you don't have any units out. So one of the strategies I've seen for against humans is not to bring anything out. I just build up your points and build up your points. Now, so when you buy a unit, you have to pay that cost. And when you pay that cost, unless that unit is destroyed and you bring it back and you return it, as long as it's 100%, okay? Now, these are going to be minus the fuel. Okay, so now I'm getting 290. Once that goes back, I'm going to get 300. There we go. Now I'm getting 300 per 60 seconds. Okay, that works out to 5 points per second. Okay, so as long as the game's running, every second, as you can see the clock ticking up there, 1657, 5 more points, 62, 67, 72. Every 1,001 points, I mean every second, you're getting 5. I just paused it. You're getting 5 points. Jeez! What do you know, my friend? We're just doing some game explanation on Broken Arrow today. So if it's something that, you know, you guys are thinking you want to get into and you have questions, by all means, ask away. So right now I'm explaining the point system. So here's what I found out. So I'm going to bring in a helicopter, okay? And I'm going to bring in this helicopter right here, okay? Now that's going to cost me 150 points. So it's going to deduct 150 points right off the bat. Boom. Okay, now I'm going to unpause it. And here it comes, okay? Now I have a helicopter in-game. Cost me 150 points. All right, unpaused it. So now I'm only gaining 291 because I brought a helicopter in that cost me points. So I'm no longer getting 300 per second or per minute. I'm only getting 291. But here's how you save points, okay? This helicopter, what it does is with the amount of damage you take and the machine gun bullets you spend and the fuel you use. Now, helicopters don't use fuel, but airplanes do. Whatever has to be replenished on that aircraft before it can come back, that takes away from the amount of points you get back when you return it to base, okay? This is important. Because if you bring an airplane and you bring in this one, okay? This one has 2 harm missiles, anti-radiation missiles, okay? So this will take out any Patriots that are out there. And the Russians got their version of the Patriot, whatever it's called. But any radar-guided anti-air, anti-missile system, the harm seeks out the radiation, the radar, and goes right to it and destroys it, unless they turn off the radar in time before the missile hits it, okay? A lot of times, they leave their systems on and they're going to do something else, and you can sneak in one of these harm interdictions. A lot of times they call it SEAD, C-E-A-D, and it's got that's just an acronym for what it stands for. It's I have no idea. I remember it was told one time, but I don't remember what it is now. But the harm missile will seek out that radiation and destroy it. Okay, it'll guide right in on that beam and boom, blow it up. Unless they turn it off. All right, so as soon as those missiles are shot, unless you need it up here for its 2 AMRAAM missiles, where it's air-to-air missiles, send it back home, okay? Because then all it has to do is pay the price of the 2 missiles it shot, and everything else is still full 100%, and it's taken no damage. Return it home immediately. Don't screw around with it. Don't leave your planes up in the air lingering around until they run out of fuel, okay? And if they get close to running out of fuel, they will want to return home. But if you force them to do another bombing run or a strafing run, they'll do it, and then the plane runs out of fuel and they crash, okay? And then you've lost all those points. My point being, okay, we're going to send this helicopter back home.
Transport ready.
Okay, we've just given it the order to go back home. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you how many points you get back on this helicopter. It's a 150-point helicopter, okay? And I've got 1576 right now, okay? So let's send this back, and we're going to count off the seconds, too. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009. Paused. Okay. So it took 9 seconds for it to get back. I'm going to say 9 times 4 is 360. Is 36. 9 times 4, no. 8, yeah, 36. Jeez, math. All right, so now we're going to subtract out the 1769 that we now have. We had 1576, so all of a sudden, boom, look, hey, we got 1700 now. Okay, because we returned that unit. Okay, so that gives us 193. Well, the unit was only 150 points, right? So let's subtract 150 points from that. That leaves us with 43. Okay, now what did I say? It was 9 seconds at 4. Pretty close, right? Pretty close. Divided by 9. That was 4.7. So it wasn't quite 5, but it was 4.7. So you get the seconds, you get the points for the seconds coming back, and I got pretty much 90%. We're going to estimate it at 90% of the value of that unit, that 150 points. Actually, I did 100%, but I could have calculated it out to figure out exactly. But I've already done this a couple of times. So when you return a unit that hasn't spent any ammo and has no fuel like a helicopter, and this could be a tank also, and hasn't taken any damage or armament spent, or armament, not armament, or ammo. Damage or ammo that it has to be repaired, that takes away from your point total that you get back when you return it. So, hence why it's very important to send your units back. Now, there's also another way of thinking as, say, let's say we want to put this infantry out there, right? And we're going to bring a helicopter in, and we're going to send infantry to a faraway location right there. Let's just bring it in. And this is a trick that I came up with. I don't know if any other people use it. All right, we're going to unload this. We're going to unload that right there, right by that crossroad. So that helicopter is going to come into the crossroad. As that's going, I say, oh, I want some more infantry. But now what I'm going to do when I bring in infantry, I'm not going to bring it in on another vehicle. I'm going to put it in by foot. Okay? And I'm going to tell it to go right there. And then I'm going to do, let's do a Stinger team on foot and put it right there. So as this helicopter is flying out to go drop these guys off, because there's absolutely no fuel use, why it's out there dropping these guys off, have a couple more guys come in, and then as soon as your helicopter drops it off, have that helicopter fly all the way back to the start, okay, and pick these guys up. Don't send it back, okay, because if you send it back to base, what's going to happen is you're going to only get 90% of what the helicopter, unless it took damage, right? Right, exactly. And that's what this game is all about, is learning those little tricks and getting good with them and using them, all right? So now you come back and you land the helicopter and you have them pick up these guys.
Wipe your feet before you get in.
Oop. Oh, and here's something else. Well, no, let's just finish this up. So we're going to have this helicopter pick these guys up. And you can only pick up guys one at a time. I haven't found out a way to pick up multiple guys. But you can shift click and then pick them up. And then the helicopter will go up, come down, pick it back up.
Chillin, awaiting mission.
And I don't think I shift clicked. I think I did it wrong. Yeah, there we go. So it's shift right click, not left click, and I shift left click. So you could have 3 units here, shift right click, 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 and it'll pick up all 3 of those units. Then once it does, then hit the unload button and tell it to unload over there. And now they go off to wherever they're going, and you just keep the helicopter going back and forth. Bring your infantry units out, okay? Now, you could bring them out on a truck, but say you're in a forested area. You know, this is pretty urban, so you got a lot of roads that the vehicles can take, so on and so forth. But if they're traveling across here, they slow down going through the trees. They slow down going through marshy stuff. Now, this is something I don't know if you know. If you hit the C button, the Charlie button, it gives you elevation. You got to hold it down. It gives you elevation. So you can see the elevation change on the map. Now, you also have the Alt key, which gives you your line of sight wherever your mouse is at, right? So I set up a hotkey that I can use that holds down my C key, and wherever my mouse goes, it shows me the line of sight. So I have both of them going at the same time. But I'm using a gamepad, and I set up a macro to do this. So I can put my mouse here and go, oh, okay, I would want to land. I don't want them to see me, so I'm going to land right here, and they can't see me out there over the ridge, right? Well, you could use it for that, or you could use it for the simple fact that if there's a tank up here and you're coming down this road, okay, as you move. Now, when you don't, if you're not using it in combination, if you're just using the Alt key as you're coming down this road, you can see, oh, it can't see past those trees. Well, why can't it see on the side of the trees? You know, if I come over here, I can't see very well. Well, that's because there's an elevation there. And if you didn't hold the C key down, you wouldn't know there's a change of elevation. And that's what's keeping you from seeing back up in here when you're looking here. Because you should, you know, I mean, if it was flat, you should see all that from this angle, right? But you can't. You can only see just barely up here at the top, and then back here you can't see. So it's good to have that elevation on at the same time. That just gives you an idea. Oh, well, that's why. So you could sneak tanks through the trees, through over here, and if there was a tank sitting up there, they're not going to see you until you come busting over the ridge and blast them. So it's all about, you know, learning the maps and learning how it views. And I really like my macro because I didn't realize I had on this map, you know, this is like a whole elevated platform here, right? I mean, that's amazing. And of course, elevated platforms also allow you to see further than you would if you're not elevated. So anyway, just a little tip there, you know, check your elevation out.
Standing by.
And then there again, go. So yeah, so here's what I was talking about. All right, so here you got your helicopter, and you want to pick up all 3 of these units. You hold your shift key down, you right click, right click, right click. So now all 3 of them are right clicked, and then the helicopter comes in. Sometimes the view. All right, picks up the first unit. Picks up the second unit. Goes up, comes back down, and picks up the third unit. It's just kind of weird the way it does that, but it is what it is. Now, the other thing is, I'm sure you know about the nap of the Earth flight. That helps you. So what I like to do is when I get close to where my pickup's going to be, I send him nap of the Earth. Let's find out. Let's unload them. Because I think what you're doing is you're telling the helicopter to pick them up, not the people to get on the helicopter. So, and let's send him back up. All right, so let's select all of these. And then see, there's no marker to say get on the helicopter. All you're going to do is Well, maybe. Yep, it worked. So it didn't give you the symbol. It didn't give you the symbol for getting on board. This little door down here, this unload and load. It didn't give you that when you did this. There's no door, and it doesn't give it to you there. Where if I click on the helicopter and I click down and I look down here, see, I've got that little door symbol that's saying pick up. Now I wonder if I could shift do this. No, that just puts them all in the same unit.
Heavy transport ready.
Yeah, so that's probably a quicker way to do it. Just like that. Highlight all the units and then right click on your helicopter. And it'll pick them all up. Yeah. See? I learned something new today too. Thank you very much, Doc. All right, so what else did I want to tell you about points? Always resupply. So one of the coolest things is send your helicopters out with supplies, and what you do is back closer to here, you do a forward supply base, okay? Because this is another way of getting stuff there quickly. All right, so we're going to take this helicopter, we're going to unload right there. He's going to unload this 12 and a half tons of supplies, okay? Shit, I don't know if I have my... I can't get too close to those guys because I don't think I have them turned off. I don't want them to shoot my supplies. All right. So then I don't need this helicopter. I'm going to send it back.
Mission's over. We RTB.
But now I have these supplies here, okay? So as you've got one helicopter here, you can have a big base of supplies, and then when your helicopter goes out and drops off a little supply out closer to the front line, right? Always reload and rearm and repair your vehicles. Okay, I've got I can't show you. I've got almost a 2-to-1 kill ratio because I push on an objective and my tanks get damaged, and I have a hotkey set up for my smoke and reverse. So let me bring out a tank here. So, all right, these tanks. These tanks have the active protection system, and this M1, this SEP2 trophy, has 4 of these active protections. So when a tank or a missile coming at you, it'll absorb 4 of them. Not all at once, because there's a reload time for this to happen. Okay, but what I'll do is I have this set up. So when I'm moving forward, now another key to always remember is the, let me get rid of this, is this G key. Is this G? Force, is it force fire?
Firing maneuver.
Yeah, the force fire key, okay? What the force fire key does is say you can't see what's going on down here, right? And you want these guys to advance, but you don't know what's out here, so you don't know what angle to bring to them. If you just click out here and have him move, he's going to move to that point, and that's it. And if he sees something, he might shoot at it, okay? But if you hit the G key and you force fire and click the same point, he will definitely stop and shoot at an enemy. So I'm going to move him up to here because I know I got some tanks up here. And then I have a hotkey set up for my smoke and reverse. So as soon as he shoots, this is what I do. He's going to encounter... Let's get over here. Let's get over here. It's a little faster. Okay. So G key out to there. Let's get close. As soon as we see our first tank. As soon as he sees his first tank, he's going to stop and shoot. Right there. Boom. See how he stopped? He turned towards it, and now he's going to shoot. Okay. Now, what I did there is I have another hotkey set up for smoke and reverse. And then I'm going to reverse him all the way back down here. Because if you reverse him, his frontal armor is still facing where the threat came from. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to back him right up. Now, see, if I just come over here, I could do the reverse again, which is reverse R. He'll reverse him right into here, okay? So now he's reloading his active protection and his smoke. Okay. Now, if he took damage for whatever reason, you could come back here and repair him, rearm him, and then send him forward, okay? Always get your guys back. There we go. Now he's back to normal again, right? So let's go back up here, do that again. I might sit there a couple more turns. But by using the G key, he'll move up until he sees the first enemy, and then he's going to stop. Boom. There he goes. He stops. We're both shooting at each other. Boom. Boom. Okay. I'm going to shoot again. My gun goes off a little bit before his. He took damage. I took a little damage. Before he shoots, I'm going to smoke and reverse. Now, I got off the shot that hit him the third time, but he only got 2 shots off on me. Now, I've taken damage. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to reverse the whole way in case he pursues, but he can't see through the smoke right now. And, of course, the AI is dumb right now. That's the way I have it set up. It's just going to sit there until it's not going to advance or anything like that. It doesn't have any controls for the advancement. So now I'm going to come back here and repair him. Okay? As soon as he stops. Okay. So now he's going to repair his armor. He's going to reload all of his stuff, and that's what he's doing. That's what the symbols are. The reload and the rearm. Now I'm going to go back up and do it again. So you want to do this series of advance and retreat, and come back to your supplies. That's why it's so important. I got to send these guys back. That helicopter noise is killing me. Boom, there he goes. Stops and shoots. No, he got through my active protection that time. Just in case. Let's see. Nope, didn't destroy him. My active protection took care of that one, and now, because I destroyed that, you see how he was moving forward, even though I popped smoke? He's going to continue, once he destroys the target he finds, he's going to continue forward, which works great if you have a bunch of these guys and they encounter a string of tanks or a string of enemy. They'll stop at the first one and shoot it. Everybody shoots at it. And then they'll move forward until they see another one. Then they'll shoot that one. Instead of rushing in and seeing a whole bunch of them, which is what I'll do with just movement. Let me get back to this. Instead of doing the G key, I'm just going to move forward because I know there's several more tanks up there. Well, here, let's just do this. And put some recon out there.
Drone is en route.
That way you can see that the tanks that are out there. There's quite a few. So here's a mistake a lot of new players make. Instead of using that G key, and that's the force fire key, the golf key. As soon as my recon gets in here, I set my airplane spawn way back there because I was playing with planes. But I'm going to show you the big difference between the G key, the regular G key, and the movement key. The movement key's fine. There's all the tanks that are down there, right? Okay, so there's fast movement, and what it'll do is let me move him over here. So if he's out in the dirt and you go, I want to fast move to here, it's going to move as quickly as possible to the nearest road and then fast travel down the road, okay, and go to where it needs to go. All right, so here's the difference between the G key and the regular movement key, okay? I'm going to move this guy, first of all, with the G key to this spot right here between these. We'll just make it between these two right here. So, G key to move to there. And what it should do is it'll stop when it sees its first target between these 2 points right here. As soon as it sees a tank. Okay, there it is. It stopped right there. Oh, shit.
Smoke screen deployed. Let's back out.
Yeah, see how it had 4 of them shooting at him? So they're all pretty much even down here, right? So these 2 tanks, they all saw each other. That first tank that I had set up here was my test subject. Okay, so let's do this again. Now, we're going to do that again. That was kind of a shit...
Driver, move out.
That was kind of a shit example, but anyway, we know that going between those 2 points, it determined, it saw those guys, right? So now I'm going to go back and repair, and I'm going to go past that with the movement key, and you'll see the difference. Let me just get repaired here really quick. Because he's going to keep moving as they're shooting at him. It's really stupid. So you got to be careful using the movement key versus the G key. Come on. Give me full repair. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're going to move him to here. And we're going to move him. So I just said movement key. So he's just tootling on down the road. He's going to go way... He stopped here before. He should go way past that. Because he wants to complete his movement. So he won't stop. See, now they're starting to shoot at him. He won't stop. He keeps moving forward. And so now he's getting in range of all these other guys, too.
Smoke screen. Driver, backwards.
That's why the attack button is... The G key is so important. And the reverse. Because now he's reversing. So, for instance, okay... he's still backing up, and the smoke's starting to dissipate. He backs up slower. Now this tank saw him. The smoke's dissipated enough, it's going to shoot at him, and he's going to shoot at that while he's going backwards. But instead of turning around and presenting his weakest armor, he's still got his frontal armor facing that tank. My active protection took that out, and there we go. He no longer can see them. He's out of range. We're going to back up and get him repaired. I could take out this entire tank platoon with just this one tank by using this tactic of forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. And I could take out these whole units. It takes a while, and I had to completely manage it, but you could manage a squad. Say you've got 3 tanks and 2 ATGMs. That's a good unit right there, right? And you can advance them, smoke, and then back up. So, highly important that... Why didn't this guy return?
Chinook here.
Still got the helicopter flying in the background. Go away. Well, especially if you're going against somebody who's just as new, right? If you're going up against a seasoned veteran player, he's already going to know a lot of these. And he's not talking about it. Well, I like to have people that know how to fight on my side, right? So there we go. Now my tank is back fixed. Now, let's do a little experiment. How much did this tank cost to bring in? Okay. Because now it's fully repaired. This one was my SEP 2. Yeah. These are 320 apiece. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring him to here.
Armored is rolling out. Get those tracks moving.
So see how he turned around and now he's moving? So we're going to return him and see how much money we get for him. Now that he's fully repaired. Okay. Actually, what I should do is go get one damaged and then show you the difference. It is quite a bit of difference in cost. So I could get 320 points back if I return him. So let's go ahead and just pause it. So there we go. 68.85. 68.85 minus, and then what's it going to be when I return him? Let's go ahead and send him back home. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007. Boom. Okay, 1007. And it's 7214. 7214. So I got 329 points, including the points for the time. Okay. And it was a 320, and say there was 9 times, let's just, you know, yeah, I think it's probably pretty close to getting 4 points every second. Maybe 3.5. But it was still 9. So, you know, even if it was 9, that's 27. That would make it 301 points out of 320. So 301, that's 94% of the total back, right? All right, so now let's do this. Let's bring out a tank. Let's go get it some damage.
Driver, move out. M1 Abrams, warmed up and ready to go. Make way.
Let's go get it damaged. And then we're going to return it damaged. So if you can't repair it, at least return it. Oh, Doctor Who with the subscription. Yes, sir, Jennifer. Thank you very much, ma'am. Woo. Yes, sir. All right, we are going to get some damage on this. We'll try to get it to about half damage. And then we'll see what percentage of points we get back for that. Oh, there we go. Boom. Bang. One more hit. I'll take one more hit.
One more hit and our tank is done.
All right, let's reverse out of this situation. So we are down to about half health. As you can see, oh, we're moving a lot slower too, because it damaged our treads. Hopefully I can get out of range really quick.
Armored, moving out.
Come on, come on, come on. Spin around, spin around, spin around, and go. Okay. Before the smoke disappears. Okay. Let's fast travel him right to there. It'd be really cool if you could see the damage on the tanks. But you can't. Now, just driving through the supplies will not cause it to rearm and refuel or reload. It has to stop in the circle. And if it stops outside the circle, it's not going to get it. All right, so we're going to get down here, and then we are going to return it. And we're going to see how many points we get back for that one. And that's why I say doing these experiments are the way to figure this shit out. So, all right, 75.56 minus, let's see what we get for this tank to return it. And here we go. 1001. 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006. Okay, So that was only 6 seconds. And 78-22. 78-22. So we got 266 points. And what did I say, 6 seconds? 6 at about 4. So that's like 24 points. So that's 242, right? And this vehicle costs 320. So 242 divided by 320. I got back 75%. So that's still not bad. But if I would have stopped here and used the supplies, I would have got 90% back or more, 95%. So things to be aware of, and that'll help you in your game. It requires a little more micromanagement, but it's really not that bad. I mean, you know, I can bring in several units here and push forward. Like, let's go ahead and let's bring in another SEP2. Let's bring in this guy. Let's bring in this Bradley. Let's bring in a couple Bradleys. Okay, so that's a pretty good group. I got 2 Bradleys? No, right there. All right, so let's bring these guys in. This is a nice little battle group. Got 2 tanks, 2 Bradleys. Okay, these Bradleys have the tow 2s on them, which is the top down. Okay, so we're going to set these up as a battle group. We're going to put them in group number 1. So if I click on it, I can just hit number 1. If I click on something else over here, I can click 1 to come back to it. And we're going to hit the G key. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why the G key is so important. I'm going to hit the G key. I'm going to send them to here first, because I know they're out of area, but they're going to get lined up. So the other thing you want to look at when you're putting a group together like this is the speed. You see how they're all traveling together? Okay, so they're all traveling about the same amount of speed. So when you look at them, this one's traveling at 55. The tanks, I think, do 70. No, the tanks are doing 65. So the tanks are a little bit faster. This one is doing 70. So this one's going to pull away. So as you're putting your battle group together, you want to look at the speeds, because if you want them to group together and stay together, they got to all run about the same speed. And then, of course, you can always highlight them, and then you can right-click and hold it down, and that puts down this little marker here. And if you go like that, it spreads it out, bring it in, it compacts it. So you could put these as a wider or a more narrow advance. And that's the position they'll take when they pull up. So let's just see how they do this. They're going to pull right up. Now, unfortunately, you can't designate what goes where unless you move the tank to that position. So right now, this is the way they sit. So what I'm going to do is I want to take this guy. I want these guys on the outside. So I'm going to move him to there, and I'm going to move him to there. I'm going to do the same thing. Right-click and hold that mouse button down. So now when he gets over there, he's going to be facing that direction. See how this guy drove over here, but he's not facing that way? So now I'm going to bring him over here and face him that direction. Oop, that's a little... All right, so now, let's move them all to here. So now as they move forward, see, they stay in formation in the way I want it to. Okay? I've got a Bradley. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Well, anyway. No, that's fine. I got a Bradley, a tank, a Bradley, and a tank. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move them forward with the G key.
Search and destroy.
And as soon as they come within range, boom. The missiles came in range first, they stopped, right? And they smoked, the tank smoked, so they're not going to do anything. But they see another one, so they fired a couple more missiles, but that guy smoked. Oh, guy coming up from the side. Boom. All right. Let's just do this. Let's just send them back and get them repaired. See, he hit the Bradley. The Bradley took massive damage from that one tank shot. So immediately withdraw them. Immediately back them up and get them hell out of there. Okay? Preserve them. Once they get far enough away, go ahead and fast travel them. Yep, Special Forces and Aircraft. Special Forces is nice. Okay? Trust me, watch. This is what I do with my Special Forces. So I'm going to send this guy out for recon.
Solid copy.
And then I got my Spooky. Spooky's nice. This is very nice. You could bring in Spooky and take care of all those tanks. Infantry. Okay, that's fine. See, that guy's outside. I'm going to bring him inside. So now, all these guys are going to reload. Keep an eye on your supplies. So if you need to replenish it, you can. So, yeah, anti-air is not fun. It's one of those things that you have to slowly chip away at it. The best way to take out anti-air is, say you saw a Stinger, you brought a plane in and you saw a Stinger in this building, make sure you target it. Hit this little, what did I do? So where was that building? Down here, over here. Okay, yeah. So say you saw anti-air in that, target it. Put that target marker down and let people know, hey, I just targeted anti-air. So then you can bring in, an artillery unit, right? Artillery is the best, especially if you can spot those anti-air units. So as soon as you know somebody's bringing in air, right, and start watching the plane, and all of a sudden you'll start seeing surface-to-air missiles going up. Yes, teaching Doc the tricks. And then what you want to do then is, as soon as you get your artillery in, okay, I'm going to make this a number 2, and I'm going to put him inside the supply ring. And speaking of that, let's just, I don't have any trucks, do I? Oh, I do. Oh, yeah. Iron Thunder's my fave. All right, let me bring in some more supplies. Let me resupply this.
Moving there now. Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Someone asked for a ride? All walking sandbags! Jump out!
I love the voices, too. All walking sandbags! Jump out! All right, resupplied.
Heading back to Bob.
And that just put me at 29 tons. All right, so now
Artillery available, sir.
my artillery, I came over here, I marked that building. Of course, you have to be pretty quick about it. But then bring in, what the hell? Oh, it's out of range. Okay, well, we'll use this building. We'll say there was an air unit in this building right here. Okay, then you just target it with direct fire. I always like to make sure it's on medium. It is on point. Yep. So as soon as he's geared up, boom, with his big barrel. And then let it just take out the artillery. Or the anti-air. Just let him keep doing it. Even if you have to put it on long. Long it's just about the number of shots. I think the first one is 3, the second one is 6, and the last one is 9. So there's 3 shots so far. This is medium. So 3, 4. Oh, is that all medium is 4? All right, well, let's see what long is.
On my mark.
See how many shots long is. That's why I like to use this test bench. So I can figure this shit out, all right? So there we go. My Iron Thunder is going to fire how many shots with long. So I have it in full duration. There's 1 shot. 2 shots. 3 shots. Boom. 4. I heard 5. There's 6. I love the way the vehicles. There's 7. Building collapsed. Here's 8. Do I get one more? Yep, I got one more. 9. All right. So let's put short duration right here.
Providing direct fire.
I know it's reloading, but it's still got 12 rounds. I love to watch these cars go flying too. This is just awesome. Boom! There's 1. There's 2. A lot of Teslas went flying. There's 3. Sure. So I don't even do it. I don't even do it. I don't even bring in snipers. I don't deal with them. I do know that if you bring snipers in, the first thing you want to do is turn them off so they don't shoot anybody. Because their whole idea behind the snipers is stealth, right? But as it gets close enough, their stealth rating's still going to, you know, they got a stealth rating of 3, but they're still going to get spotted at some point, whether it be infantry or a vehicle. They're going to get spotted, okay? If you really need that intel, my suggestion is the drones, okay? I use the Reapers and the Sentinels a lot. I have, I mean, look, I got 4 Sentinels in this deck. Because as they get shot down, I use these for air interdiction. So I fly these over, and all of a sudden I see a surface-to-air missile go, tzzz. I go, oh, all right, there we go. Mark that target right there. There's a surface-to-air missile launcher right there. All right, let's bring in my artillery. Boom.
Targets with direct fire.
And then, you know, the artillery takes care of it. I usually have 3 artillery pieces. So when my guy shoots, I only shoot on the low, but it's 3 per artillery, and the 3 of them, that's 9 shots at this building. That usually takes care of any anti-air that's there. Yep. So you got to really be careful with your recon, your air recon.
My eye sees all.
Like this one's almost out of fuel. Let's bring in another one. We'll send that one back
All things
home.
shall be revealed. Let's bring the drone back home.
Send that one back for more points. But there, now, see, I just took out, you know, whatever anti-air there was. Now, if you have 3 of these Iron Thunders, I mean, all you got to do is see it. You know, and it's just got to be close, right? I mean, let's bring out the other 2. Let's put these puppies right there.
Proceeding to the next base of fire. Moving. Mobile artillery standing by.
Oh, no. I want mobile artillery as 1. I want these guys.
Mobile artillery reporting in. Heavy cav is on the field. Bradley fighting vehicle ready.
There you go. I want these as 2. All right. So now I've got my artillery marked as 1. Say I'm flying over and I see a surface-to-air missile go off, you know, somewhere in these trees over here. You know, you just simply go, oh, right there, right about there.
Ready to rain
Hit your
down
artillery, bring it over here, and say, bomb that area. Now, you could do it as a line. You know, if you didn't know quite where in those tree lines, you could turn around and do this. You could put it in a line and just go, well, we know it's in the trees.
fire on my mark.
Whoops.
Direct fire
That's hard to
engagement.
see the line. Oh, I guess there it is. So you can see the line now. So it's somewhere in there. So you tell your artillery, just blow the shit out of the forest. And if there's anti-air in there, it's having a bad day. It really is. It's oh, what was that? The in World War II, they were in the trees. Can't think of the name of that. Anyway, there we go, you know. So whatever was in there, having a bad day. I don't normally like to use that. Yeah. So, and then you know the difference between just a spot
Providing direct fire.
and then there's the spot and then you move it and it makes the circle bigger. So you move your mouse button as you're holding it down. And that gives a bigger area instead of, you know, the concentrated little area right there. Right, so we'll show you how that works. So let's put it right in the center of this spot. Yeah. So what this does is it says, I want the majority of these right there, concentrated, the shells. And we're going to see what it does. We're going to have boom, boom, boom. Look at how concentrated that was right there. So if you know for sure there's something in that building, that's what you want to use as a concentrated spot. But say you not quite sure about where that's at. Okay. That's it. Yep. Okay. Then you can go, oh, let's make it bigger.
Direct fire engagement.
And we'll see what this does. So now I got a bigger circle. It's somewhere in that circle is where I suspect it's at. And it's about ready to fire. There we go. And you know this little circle down here is... So see, look at that. All three of them fired in that area, somewhere in that area. And 3 shots each. There we go. And then there's stagger fire. You already seen line fire, right? So there's line fire. And you select it and then move your cursor as far as you want. You know, you can move it clear out to here. Say to there.
Providing direct fire.
And now it's going to put a shell in as often as it can. The 3 shells is going to space them out. So as you see this happen here, almost 3/4, a little circle here, and they're firing. Okay, one there, one there, one there. Then we got a couple of there and one there. So it's random between each one. And there we go. Now the stagger fire, which is the last one, is like the line, except this time
Direct fire engagement.
it's not going to be in the middle of it. It's going to be one over here, one on each side of the line here. About ready to fire. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay. And then where's the next one? Boom, boom, boom. Stagger fire, you definitely want to do I'm going to be an artillery bitch. I'm telling you, man, I love artillery. I just love it. It's a slower play process. You're not the guy on the front line. You're not the guy pushing the objective point. You're not that guy, okay? Where is that? Where is that? I got to play that for you. You're not that guy. Is it under... No, hold on. I got one for you. I got one for you. Trust me. I just got to figure out where it's at. Where's my hell let loose? Right there? No, that's not it. Oh, come on. I'm trying to find it on my soundboard. My favorite show in the world.
He's got
huge tracts of land. Thank you so much, Cosmic, for the huge tracts of land. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is one of my favorite movies and my favorite line from this movie. I am that guy. So that's The Expanse. If you didn't know that, fantastic series. Yeah, he's my favorite character in The Expanse right there. He's just a no nonsense, gotta love him type guy. So, but anyway, let me just go back. We talked about artillery really quick, so that's a really good way of getting rid of anti-air. You got to spot it though. And these keys are set up F1, F2, F3, F4. So F2 is the spottering one. F1 is there's something there. And then, there's supply or medical. I don't know what the hell that is. Sort of medical. And then supplies are right there. So you can let your team, you can communicate with your team saying, something's over there. I don't know what it is. There's definitely a target here. I don't know what this is for because there's really no health involved. All supplies are health, but whatever. I don't know what that means. There's a medic there. I don't know. I'm sure it's got a name for it. But anyway, those are the markers. But always communicate, and you can put down as many of them as you want. Whoops. Oh, is that what it is? Defend the area? Okay. Yep, that could very well be. All right, so, yeah, see, I don't play a lot of PvP. So I play with a bunch of guys, and we're always on Discord together. So we just say, hey,
Mobile artillery ready. Send mission.
Defend this area right there. All right, so I'm going to show you now how to set this up and do your own little scenario. So you can set up a playtest map. Yeah, so that's what I have. I actually have 5, but trying to get all 5 of them together is good luck, So you go to your editor. It never works out. You can create your own scenario. Just hit create scenario. I've already got this one called testing units. And then just go to edit scenario, okay? It looks really complicated and really difficult, but it's really not. Once you know the basics. Now, I'm not going to explain how to make a scenario. I'm just going to show you how to make a test bench. So you can test your units. You can see what your units will do, what they won't do. So you can see I've got some artillery, some infantry units over here. I've got a sentinel flying around it. That's my infantry test. Then I've got all my tanks here for my tank test, for my bombing. So all you have to do, I don't know. I don't play Arma. I've seen it played, just not, from what I understand, this is a pretty easy editing, except when you start to get into the script editor. The script editor has a lot to it. There's just, you can add money, income, you can, clear animation camera. There's so much shit on here. Destroy supplies, and I don't know what half of this does, so I don't even use it. It's for creating a scenario. Like if I wanted this tank to move right here, okay, what I could do is I could create an object, I could create a waypoint, okay? And we're going to create a waypoint right there. And I'm going to take this tank and I'm going to make him move to this waypoint. So it's labeled waypoint 1. So you highlight the tank, and then you come over here, and you say target waypoint 1. And what he'll do is he'll move from there to there, and then you could go set up another waypoint. Let's just do that. Let's just set up another waypoint. Let's see if we can set up a patrol for him. So you set up 4 waypoints, and then you come back to this guy, and you say waypoint color priority. I don't know. Blue, green, red. I don't know. Red. I don't know what that is. So waypoint 1, target waypoint 1. So I don't know how you get him to go to the next one. See, that might be in the script. So I can get him to go to waypoint 1, but then how do I get him to go to waypoint 2? I don't know. So maybe I can't. But anyway, waypoint 1. We'll have that guy just move forward to waypoint 1. So he is going to move forward. If you want to move that waypoint, you could move it closer. Okay. You can just take any tank you find and move it back. To do a unit, you just come in here, you select, these are just filters, you select, you want just Russian, you want just Russian airborne, you want Russian tanks, and then you want just aircraft. Okay, let's just do this. Let's do all aircraft. So let's do all Russian aircraft. There we go. And then we're going to look for one. I know there's one here. Thought there's one called Landed. Oh, those might be under... no, it was aircraft. I don't remember how I found the landed ones. They're aircraft that are already landed. Let's just put a plane down here. And then, of course, you can set the, once you pick it up, you can set the direction by right-clicking and moving your mouse around. So we'll set it like this, like it's going to go down to the end of the runway and take off. Now, you can see it's blue, so that's my side. So you come up and you just change it right here to Alpha player to Bravo player. And then you have to go into Team Manager and turn on and off all these. So there's Bravo player 1 through 5 and Alpha player 1 through 5. And you can pick, you know, what kind of deck restrictions it has. You know, it can only be American. You know, and these Bravos can only be Russian. So you can set that all up. So now it's red. I got one plane on the ground. Now it shouldn't go anywhere because I don't have the height set. If I had the height set, it would fly. But I got it set to 0, so it's on the ground. So, yeah, there we go. I mean, that's as easy as it gets. You can pick a new object. So you got to pick your sides, and then you got to pick what units you want, and you can, you know, say, oh, I want vehicles. I want a mechanized vehicle. Let's do these Terminators are supposed to be pretty badass. Okay, let's put that Terminator down, change it to Bravo. Oh, and then there's all sorts of other little things like you can have them hold fire. You know, so they won't shoot when they see you, until they see you. You know, I like to put them on hold fire because this is a test map. It's not, you know, a map that... let me get rid of these other waypoints too. Simple matter of clicking on it and then hit delete. So we're going to have that one tank move up to this waypoint. We got this one Terminator over here. And you can go down here and you can change the mods on the Terminator. So you can set it up with additional ERA, whatever that is. And I'm guessing these are grenade launchers. So let's give him the grenade launchers. There we go. So now he'll launch grenades. T90s, I think that T90 is probably what their best. The T90M, I think, is their best. Yeah, the T90M is their best. That's why I put it out there, their best tank. So T72s, T14s. There's their Cornet. Let's put one of those back there. Let's make him Bravo. Because if you don't change him to Bravo, and he's an alpha unit sitting there, they'll all shoot at him. So, and I'm gonna have him hold fire too. So there we go. So we got enough units there. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna save this. Don't hit play from here, because if you hit play, it just plays the Russian units. So hit quit. Now you've got your testing facility all set up. You got what units you want out there, you want to test against, and then you come back to the editor, you go to your testing units, and here's where you select the units that you have, that you want to try. All right. So I'm going to do this one because I like this one. This one's my new favorite unit. So I got a B-2 bomber that has, they're kind of like a Moab. I think they're a 3,000-pound bomb or a 4,000-pound bomb. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But it only carries 2. Only 2. But this is what I was playing with earlier. I was just testing out what these things can do. Whether I wanted to bring in this one, because typically you see the stealth bomber and the first thing you think is nuke. See, and I want to get away from that. Oh yeah, see that aircraft? Oh, so that aircraft automatically went in the air. So I need to bring in my air interdiction. So they don't have air superiority. So that was interesting. Come on, shoot him down.
Stealth fighter ready. Going hot.
So this is my air unit, my F-22 Raptor. It has these JTMs. These are supposed to be 9,000 meter high and low altitude anti-plane missiles. But it didn't shoot. I don't know why. It shot my AMRAMs off. Because now I'm down to 1 AMRAM. So I don't know. Maybe it was too close. Because they do have a 2,000 meter range. Minimum range. See, so there's something I want to try to figure out. Why didn't those go off? Those JATMs go off? They should have shot clear back there. Anyway. Let's send him home. Oop. Send him back home now that I got rid of that plane. Alright. Now I need to bring in another Sentinel.
New waypoint set.
Alright, now that I've got air superiority, I'm going to bring in these GBU 57 MOPs. This is mop up your ass bombs. We're going to bring that puppy in right there.
Proceeding as frag.
Alright, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop 2 bombs as soon as I can see him. So he's going to circle around back there.
Stealth bomber standing by.
Get back there. Get back there. Circle around back there. Okay, there we go. All right, now What I'm going to do is I'm going to have this guy come in. He's going to precision strike right. Let's put it right there.
Ready, pickle.
And then we're going to come over here and we're going to precision strike, say, this building right here.
Hot and ready.
All right, so now he's going to drop both of his bombs. One bomb here and the other bomb over here. Now, I could just hit the bomb key, the bombing run, and it'll drop both bombs right there. But I don't want to do that. I want to drop each bomb individually. Which one's he going for first? Oh, I forgot to hit. Okay. Precision. I forgot to hit the shift button. All right, there we go.
Confirmed.
All right, so now he'll go to this one, drop that bomb, and then come over and do that one. I forgot to hit shift. There we go. Boom. Obliterated the building. Did massive damage to the guy out in the open. A little bit of damage to these other two guys in the buildings there. And then he's coming over here. Dropping another big-ass bomb. And I you know, I don't think it's necessarily that the bomb is so cool. It's just, if you were to have a capture point and you know the enemy's sitting at this capture point, just to drop one of those big-ass bombs on them, or two of them, that's a morale breaker right there. So, oh, and here's something else you can do. So, what you can do is you want to do that. All right, Cosmic, hey, appreciate you jumping in the stream, my friend, and thank you for the lurk. One of the things you can do to automate this system is once you come in and you go, I want to bomb here and here, then you can turn around and just say, okay, now I want you to go and go back to base. Okay? So what it'll do is it'll drop the two bombs here. Let's just show you. Let's just exit out of this. Turn to main menu. Because I want to figure out why my jet didn't shoot too. Why my jet didn't shoot down that plane. Because I don't think I have to... I don't think I should have to tell it to shoot it down. I should just bring it in and it should automatically shoot from that distance. So there may be something I'm missing on how that plane works, and I got to figure that out before I go into battle also. Because nothing's worse than to go into a game blind and not knowing what your units can do and try to figure it out from there. All right, so first thing we're going to do is bring in the stealth fighter.
Our drone is damaged. Multiple malfunctions.
Changing course. Raptor here. Go ahead.
See, now it says... Oh, maybe it did shoot him. Yeah, it did. It shot one JTM. Okay, so there's 3 out of 4. So once it got into range, it actually shot. And missed. Nothing holds up like a Raptor.
Time to bug out.
All right, so this is what I'm talking about. We're gonna go.
Operator
Let's just
here.
take this guy.
Submission.
Well, we're gonna drop 2 bombs. We're gonna drop 2 bombs on these guys over here. Okay, since we still have our thing up, our recon. So let's just get this guy back here. Okay.
Find the coordinates.
Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, all right, I want to precision bomb 2 spots. I'm holding my shift key down. I want to hit this building, and I want to hit this building,
Let's drop some
and
fireworks.
then I want to go home.
RTB.
So then I hit my RTB button. Now, when I release, it's going to come drop both of those bombs. One there and one there, and then it's going to automatically return home. So if you want to just automate this and say, okay, I know I want to bomb those 2 spots. I don't want to remember that this is even being done. I got to go take care of something else. This guy will come over here automatically, go boom, boom, drop both bombs, and then immediately return to base. You can see the return to base symbol. That's on his plane now. Right there, the little return to base. And he's on his way back. He dropped his 2 bombs and he's gone. Now you can do that with any aircraft. So I've got a Prowler here. Oh, that's my Harms. Yeah, see, I don't have any bombers other than him in this deck. So he's my only bomber. Cost me 600 points, though. But now when he goes back and he returns, I should get quite a bit back. Because he's not damaged. He lost both of his bombs. So let's just see what's going to happen. Let's just see how many points. Oh, right there. Okay. Shit. I forgot to look to see how much. All right. It says minus 240. So the minus 240 is what it costs to resupply this guy. So that was pretty good. I can go back on the stream and look and calculate it out, but I bet you I got the majority minus 240 points. So out of the 600 points it cost to bring him in, I probably got 400 and some 340 points back. 360 points back. Oop. But anyway, so that's the way you can automate it. So that's another good thing. All right, now I want to go ahead and change this because I want to get rid of that plane. I don't have to do an air battle every time I come into this. The whole idea is to test it, not to test my combat abilities, but to test what my units can do, so when I go into a battle, I can figure it out. So I was like, what map am I looking at? Edit the scenario. That's weird that I had it at 0 and it was in the air. So it must have went, oh no, you meant like 50 feet. Must have been a default. I know there's one that's called landed. I've had those on there before. So, all right, where's the plane? Right there. And there's no option for it to be landed, is there? Maybe that's what I did. Locked, hidden, radar status, infinite ammo. No. Just get rid of it. But I know there's one. And it was Soviet. So maybe I just gotta leave all the units on. And look for the one that says landed. Huh. Huh. I could have swore there was a landed one. And there's no special category. Logistics? Oh, there it is, yeah. That's what's under. It's under logistics. So there's a landed Su-24 and a landed Su-57. Oh, and there's a Zubar. This one's a work in progress. Is that a destroyed plane? I don't know what that is. We're going to find out. And an officer and pilots. Okay, there's a landed SU. There's one about ready to take off. There's a vehicle crew. All right. So then you can just highlight all 3 of those and just change them over to Bravo player. There we go. Let's see what those do. Actually, I'm going to move the vehicle crew out over here and save the game. All right, let's test the unit one more time because my other deck that I like to use is my other air superiority. Yeah, I appreciate you jumping in. I appreciate the follow and the subscription. I really do. And since you did subscribe, right? Is that now I got to remember? It was a subscription or was it just a follow? I think it was a subscription. Right there, Doctor. You subscribed. All right, Doc. So this is the deal I have with all the people that subscribe to my channel. So as you come in for the first time into my stream, the next time you come in, if you send me and just whisper me in Twitch, my name is the same, Captain Adonis. Here, and I'll even. Well, my name should be in chat anyway. But if you click on my name and then go to whisper and whisper me what you would like for 10 seconds long of any audio clip that you can come up with. I've got all kinds of audio clips. I don't care what it is. I got one guy, I've never heard it before, the Peanut Butter Jelly song. Love that song. And now that he brought it to my attention. So I have one that comes in. He plays the theme to the Emperor, Darth Vader coming in. So he likes that. So 10 seconds long, any clip on YouTube, wherever it's at, just send me a link to where it's at. I will go pull it. I'll record it. I'll change because I got to have it as certain. I got to have it as an MP3 of all things, right? In the world of MP4s, it's got to be an MP3. But I've got a converter, so I can convert it to an MP3. Send me a 10-second clip of whatever you want it to say. I got one guy that comes up and he has the Buford T. Justice, from Smokey and the Bandit. That's what he likes to hear. Every time he comes in, for the first time you say something in chat, that sound will play when you come in. I do that for all my subscribers because I really appreciate you guys subscribing. I am retired. I got forcibly retired from my job, so I'm trying to get these 2 platforms up and going. I'm trying to get my Twitch platform, and I upload all of my... Yeah, you got to think about it. It's got to be good. It's got to be awesome. So every time you come in, you're like, yes. So I do this on another guy. He's the one that gave me the idea, and when I come into his stream, it plays Drunken Sailor. What do you do with Drunken Sailor? What do you do with the Drunken Sailor? And he loves it. He starts bouncing around every time I come in. But anyway... I got forcibly retired. YouTube channel. It's in the description down below. I upload all my streams to YouTube to act as a VOD. So you can go, if you missed something or I said something, you go, God, what did he say? You can go back and look at the VOD. It'll take a day for it to come up. YouTube's that way because it's got to upload from Twitch to YouTube. But YouTube, it's there forever. I've got over 2,000 videos on YouTube, a little over 800 subscribers. Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, you don't make any money on YouTube till you hit 1,000 subscribers. And so I'm like at 810 or something like that, 810 subscribers. So, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's just like Twitch. It doesn't cost you anything to follow me or to go over and subscribe on YouTube. It's absolutely free. I mean, and you're watching Twitch anyway, so you got to have a subscription. So just hit that follow button. You don't have to hit the notification bell, but every streamer really appreciates the followers, because the more followers I have, the more my content goes out to other people that go, hey, look at this guy. He's got 800 followers or 600 followers, or he's got 25,000 followers. Maybe it's something you want to watch too. And that's how the algorithm works for both Twitch and YouTube. So I appreciate all of you for hitting that follow button and that subscription button over on YouTube for me. It just helps me out. I'm trying to get these two platforms up and going and making a little bit of money. Twitch right now has been the one that's been making me the most, due to the fact that I've got some very generous people that donate bits. And then when you donate bits, just like with your subscription, you saw Jennifer Aniston come crawling towards you. There is 5 different levels of bit donations: a $1, a $5, a $10, and no, I guess there's $1. No, maybe there's 50 cents. Yeah, there's 50 cents, a dollar. So 50 bits, 100 bits, 500 bits, 1,000 bits, and 5,000 bits. So 50 cents, a dollar, $5, $10, and $50. You get to see a different video of very nice looking women in scantily clothed. I can't go naked. Scantily clothed, but it gets better each time you donate bits. But it's got to be in those amounts: 50, 100, 500, 1,000, and 5,000. It should come up in chat somewhere if you can't remember. But if that's something you want to do, you can totally do that, because I make more money on bits, and I make about half the money on subscriptions. And I don't push. I don't like that. I figure I just explain what I've got going on. You guys get to decide whether you want to see those pictures or not. But every once in a while, there's this battle to see who can see which girl. So, yeah. And I change the pictures every once in a while. And I don't tell you, because you may see it as a $1 donation and go, oh, what's that? Oh, she's nice. And then I change it up. I'm like, oh, that's a different one. And, hey, we all like to see that, right? Okay, so let's go back to this. This is my air superiority deck, my second deck. I've got a B2, but I don't have the big mop bombs. And there's a name for that. I was just watching this documentary on the B2 stealth bomber the other day, and they mentioned the MOP bomb. And they said what it stood for, MOP stood for. But I know the Moab is the mother of all bombs. They don't have a Moab, though. All right, so let's see how this turns out. I got rid of the airplane, but I put an airplane on the ground. And I put that other plane that said it was... All right, so there's a big-ass plane on the ground. Here's a ground crew standing there. And there's the plane. Oh, that T-90 moved right up, didn't it? All right. So there we go. Now, my B2 here has 2,000-pound bombs. Has 16 2,000-pound bombs. And that's what I wanted to test out. So let's put that puppy back there. Get him coming in. There we go. Now, these are just bombs. So I'm working with, what did I say they were? 2,000-pound bombs, and there's 16 2,000-pound bombs. See, so if you got infantry in a line like this, holy shit. This is where it comes in. There it is. Yeah, you got the birthday towel. Way to go. Thank you so much, Doc. I really appreciate it. Like I said, it does. It gets everybody going.
Ready to pickle.
All right, so that's interesting. If I hit the bomb and I just do this, it's going to put out a line. Oh, shit.
B2 standing by.
It's going to put out a line long enough for all 16 of those bombs to come down in. So I didn't know that happened either. Oh, and this is on a hill. This is on a hilltop. Oh, I bet you if I bombed there, these guys aren't going to take much damage. Because it's got to go uphill. Explosions usually don't go uphill. All right, so let's... we don't want to do that. We want to go... right this way. Damn it.
Stealth bomber here.
So we want it to cover all those.
Preparing to pickle.
And it's going to go all the way to those buildings. All right, here we go. See how this goes. He's going to have to come way over here and come around. But I think it's going to be total devastation. All 4 of those infantry units, even though they're in buildings, which they get protection. These are 2,000-pound bombs. 16 2,000-pound bombs. Of course, it's not entirely in the middle of the line here. So they're going to drop in here, so we'll see what it does. See, these are the kind of things I like to play with. And it's like, okay, so how's this going to work? And here come the bombs. Holy shit! Yeah, it obliterated all of them. 2,000-pound bombs, baby.
Solid copy.
I like that. I like that a lot. Look at those buildings collapsing. Look at the rubble. I love it. Yes, sir. And this guy out in the middle of the courtyard who is having a cigarette, yeah, he's having a bad day. 7/8 of his health is gone. Oh, yeah. All right, what other air units do I have? Is this, that's my arms. There's my rat. Okay, so this is the same setup. Same setup as the other one. So I've got the B. So I have to now decide whether I want the 2 bombs. Because that devastated that infantry. Where the other one, when I dropped both bombs, it basically took out the ones in the buildings that it hit. And that was it. That one devastated for quite a while. I mean, that was amazing. I think I like that. 16 2,000-pound bombs. Oh, hell yeah. And that only cost me $500. So that's not that much money. Really. But you can only do it once because I only got one B-2. One B-2 bomber. But is this that Terminator? Yeah. So anyway, guys, that's what I like to do. I like to test these units out. So then when I get into game, not only that, but I can also test out how to do stuff like the helicopter thing. You know, having a supply down here. That was one of the things I didn't finish talking about. Is that you could put down. Oh, I want to explain this too. The difference between the Sea Stallion and the Osprey when they deliver cargo. I'm just going to show you this. Now, this is something that most people don't think about, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take both of these and we are going to set these down right back here. Okay, now, the Osprey is a lot faster. Should get there quicker. But it's such a short distance, it's not going to make a difference. But now, watch what happens when they land. They're both should go down. So it's absolutely no different. They are the same. Except for the fact that the Osprey will get there quicker. So we're going to have them fly over here. The Osprey should get there quicker. See, and when I played this before, yeah, see how the Osprey's just taken off? It took longer for the Osprey to go down and drop off stuff than it did the Sea King. The Sea King came right down and dropped it right off. Where is my... There it is. So let's pick up these supplies. Oh, yeah, I got them both.
Prepare the hooks. We got a pickup.
So that's no longer true anymore. So it used to be it'd take the Osprey forever for it to land and drop shit off. Now it's just as fast as the Sea King. So I may reevaluate my Ospreys, because I never really tested that till just now. Whether the Osprey's quicker.
Osprey,
It definitely has a higher speed. It's got a speed of 500,
Heavy lift
and the
ready.
Sea King is
You got something to lift?
315. But as far as them dropping supplies, it's identical. So that is interesting. There it is, Mac!
First and last words out of your filthy sewers will be served. Do you maggots understand that?
Welcome, Mac. Yeah, now you couldn't quite hear it because Mac subscribed at the same time that he said hola, but when he came in, Mac is a podcast host for the Goblin Goldcast, and his yes, and his song came up from his podcast. That's what plays every time he comes in, because he subscribes to me. Jeez, Mac. Did it say what month you were on, Mac? 37 months you've subscribed? Oh, you're on a 13 months. So you've subscribed 37 times because you did a few gift subscriptions. But you're currently on a 13-month subscription streak. So Mac is a streaker. He's a big-time streaker. He's trying to earn that badge. That really good badge that I've got working on. So, yeah. Thanks, Mac. I like streaking. Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And then, of course, I've still got, before I can do this again, I'm curious now. I'm going to speed up time. I'm curious to see what this B2 with 16 2,000-pound bombs will do to this center section of tanks. I'm going to have to bring out another.
Affirmative.
All right, almost there.
You need something lifted?
All right, let's see. Almost there. As soon as I can bring in my DP2 Spirit again. Then I'll put it back on normal speed. And bring in my B2.
Flight plan updated.
Happy, joy, joy.
Oh,
Happy,
there's
happy,
Mac.
Joy, joy. Happy, joy, joy.
Attack vector confirmed. Bombs are ready.
Mac, I get it. you just really like to see the jigglies. The jiggly wigglies. Because you just subscribed. That was a gifted sub to Bilbetto. Oh, nice. He'll like that. Bilbetto's a longtime follower. He likes to come in and watch my stream, and he definitely likes to watch it ad-free.
Strike complete. Direct hits confirmed.
Okay, so against infantry, massive damage. Against tanks, not so much. I mean, this caused this tank to have vehicle breakdown. I'm not sure what the yellow ammo is. Is that a turret malfunction? Bilbetto! See, I told you. I told you Bill Beto would be lurking. He's my brother from across the sea. He's in the UK. Hey, Bill Beto, did you ever get that message I sent you? I mean, and you can just say yes or no, whether it's true or not. I'm just curious if that's real, because I saw that, I think it was on Facebook. So, yeah, that 2,000-pound bombs do some damage, but they're definitely an anti-infantry. So I wouldn't want to waste it on tanks. So that's good to know. Because they do 56 points of damage. I don't remember what a tank has for top armor. I don't think that, is it greater than 56? So, okay, yeah, so it's got 60 top armor. So the majority of the damage that happened to these tanks, if it did, was because not much came through the top armor. So those bombs aren't very good. Most tanks have 60 armor. So I got to come up with a different strategy for that. So the 2,000-pound bombs make a great noise, and they're great for infantry. But, of course, you know, what you really want to do is you want to bring in your... Yeah, there's a Comanche. Where's my other one? My Viper. My Viper's got 4 Hellfires. My Comanche's got 6. My Little Egg's got 2. So these are the guys you want to bring in to take out tanks anyway. And this has the same thing. You click on this and you hit 8 or you hit G for that this force fire. You do this and say, I'm going to force fire him to there. Okay. He's going to fly until he sees the first one. It should be this tank here. As soon as he sees that one, he stops and he shoots. Okay. Oh, took that tank out. Now you can't see those because they're under smoke. So, but as soon as they come out of smoke, of course he's got 1 Hellfire left.
New flight path set.
Now he's out of ammo. Yeah, the strikers do. Like I've got here's a LAV, and it does pretty good.
Copy. Relocating.
That striker's just got a Bushmaster on it. This is the only one I have. But yeah.
Moving to contact.
Problem is, these tanks have reactive armor on them. So it's basically a missile that shoots down the missile as it comes in. So as this thing gets close enough where it sees the first tank, there it goes. It fires a missile.
Vehicle damage! Requesting maintenance! Smoke deployed!
But man, 1 hit from that tank is all it took.
Lab in combat! Awaiting command!
I had him turn around. I had him back up through the smoke. Now I'm having him move forward. All right, so let's bring out some supplies.
Ain't nothing gonna get in our way. Last stop, everybody out.
Comanche here.
Roger, flip inside, heading back to base.
But now the combination between this trophy tank, this one, and the Comanche, you watch what happens now when I go up against those tanks. So it's about combination. The other thing you want to do always is bring in anti-air.
Already there.
So this is an anti-air. This is a SHORAD.
Lab, reporting in.
It's got stingers on it. You never want to take anything like this
Go ahead.
and
Roger. Moving out.
have them go forward without any air protection at all. Because that'll wipe you right out. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to move forward and attack, force fire.
Looking for enemy contact.
As soon as they get within range, the helicopter's going to get there first. As soon as it gets within range, it's going to stop and shoot.
Vehicle status is red.
Active protection took care of that one. Helicopter's out of ammo. Let's go ahead and move them up again.
Armored Fury is on its way.
So that's what I'm talking about, guys. I mean, you can keep moving up slowly. Oh, took that unit out. I knew it was damaged. I should have sent it back.
Smoke screen. Backwards.
And then I have that button set up for drop smoke and reverse. And now I'm going to fast travel them back.
Roger. We're on the move.
They will fast travel as fast as they can go backwards. Now I'm presenting my ass to them, but that's all right. Yes, they definitely do, Mac. They definitely do.
Heavy armor
This
is
tank,
ready to rumble.
its maximum range is 1400. And when you look at a striker,
Anti-armor vehicle at your command.
whoop, the tow system has 1600. So yes, it is further. But they're also lighter armored. I mean, it's only got 60 armor. That's why that first tank hit took it down to way below half. So as far as
Taxi ready.
Inland Abrams. Wargame
realistic,
ready to go.
so what they did is they took out my anti-air. This game's pretty realistic as far as that kind of stuff. Now, I do know that there's a lot of cheaters going on right now. There's one guy that I watch streaming that he does Cheater of the Day, and you can go to the Slitherine website. Slitherine is the name of the company that makes this game, and you can see who's cheating and who's not. Go ahead and bring in
Check.
a Viper. I'll show you, because my Vipers
Waypoint set.
are not my Vipers, my Predators.
Signal clear. Receiving
My Reapers.
optical feed.
I got 4 Hellfires and 4 Stingers. I love my Reapers. Love them. They will come in and anti-helicopter. With the Stingers, it's got anti-plane, anti-helicopter. And with this, it's everything else. Infantry, vehicles, and tanks. and that's top down on the tanks, and it does 18 damage. So it's going to take a couple of hits, couple of hellfires in order to take out a tank. And they're slow. But what I do is I put out 4 of them. So when I bring in my Reapers, I bring in all 4, and you can do this. You can click it, and you can go click, 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 and you can put them all over the battlefield.
Trajectory updated. Drone is
And then not even think about them. See, now he's shooting. Hit that one, half damage. There goes another one, half damage. He's got 2 more hellfires. He's going to circle around. I love my Reapers. Now, you don't have to do them as stingers and hellfires either. You could do them all hellfires, but I find that there's a lot of times I need to take helicopters out because they'll have helicopters up with them, and I don't have anything to shoot helicopters down with. I bring in my wave of Reapers, and they take care of everything. Here they come. And he's out of missiles, right? Yep. So let's send him back.
Drone is RTB.
Here we go. Here comes rain. Here comes death. That's 3 Reaper drones. Just decimated all the rest of the tanks. These guys still have a couple more shots.
My eye sees all.
And they're going down. And that's it. No more tanks. Then I can just double click on one Reaper, get all of them, and then send them all back.
Comanche is mission ready.
Send all those guys back, get all my points back. Oh yeah, absolutely. Provided you went nice and slow. But in this game, it's the difference between knowing how to play it and how not to play it. So, and I've explained that earlier, that if you just move your vehicles forward, they're not going to shoot. They're going to move and shoot. They're not going to stop. Where if you use the forced attack button, they will stop when they see their first target. So if you got a bunch of targets in a line coming down a road, they're going to stop and shoot at the first one before the other ones even see him. That first one's going to start taking damage. And if you have a couple of those strikers, oh hell yeah, you can take out the first tank in the column, maybe even the second tank in the column before they even take a hit, which is a great way to play it. It's an effective game, which is what we're talking about today. It's just a way to play this game. All right, so we're done here. So Doc, I'm glad you jumped in stream, and I'm glad I could answer some questions for you. Don't hesitate to ask, even if I'm playing another task. I love Broken Arrow. I was part of the original playtest, and when I started playtesting, I fell in love with the game. I'm not RTS fan. I played Command and Conquer. What was the other one? Orcs and Humans, Orcs versus Humans, RTS. Star, what the heck was the... God damn it. It was basically World of Warcraft, but in the future. I can't think of what that... one too. Red... yeah, loved that one too. But the anti-cheats that they have nowadays... So, just saying, let's see. Air Cav Strikers. So what you're talking about, Mac, are those support vehicles? I don't remember. No, it wasn't the Air Cav, it was the Strikers. Yeah, the Striker vehicles. Yeah, right here. The Striker ATGMs. So this is the ones you're talking about, Mac. So these tows have a 1600 meter range, and the tow 2B or the BB is a 1600 meter, and this is the tow A. So the tow A is a direct fire, but you can switch this to the tow B, and now you got the same range but a top down, which bypasses the armor on any tank. So when you do that, that's the striker you want to take. And of course, then they had the striker with the javelins on them. The javelins are 1500. So they're about the same as a tank. So you got to kind of work with them, because these have a 1400 meter range from the tanks. There's a Booker's 120 millimeter, 105. Yeah, 105. I think that's the same as the Abrams. Where's the Abrams? Set 3 Abrams. This is the most sophisticated tank on the battlefield right now in Broken Arrow, is the M1A2 SEP 3. And they have a 1400 meter range. Or 1400. So, yeah, you could definitely do air cav with armored, and have strikers in complement with your Abrams. Problem is, this deck is a very popular deck. So when you go to build it, you only have 10,000. Do I have an armored striker? I don't. I've never done an armored striker unit, because I like my special forces. I like having. Yeah, there we go. I got a striker special forces unit. Let's just take a look and see what we can do with a striker cav. So you get 2,500 in vehicles, and I think that's the most you can do. No, 2,700. Striker Marines, you get 2,750 points for vehicles. Yeah. So that's the most amount of armor points you can have right there. So for vehicles, for armor, StarCraft. Yes, thank you, Mac. StarCraft is the other one I played. I liked that one so much. The install was so cool on StarCraft, the first one when it came out. I uninstalled it just to reinstall it again to watch the install. The install I thought was so cool, because they played video during the install, all sorts of stuff. It was awesome. It was a very unique install, especially back then. So yeah, StarCraft was the other one. That's basically Warcraft RTS, but in the future. It's the same thing. So yes, and I do have a Marine, armored Marine deck. But the striker deck, that wouldn't be a bad one to have. Let's just see what we can do with that. So the first thing, yeah, see, here's the problem. We've got 2,250 points. We want the SEP 3s. We definitely want those. We want the SEP 2s. Here's the SEP 3s. And then Abrams. You know, by the time we get all those done, you know, where are the strikers? Oh, that's because I did the wrong one. Okay. Discard. That was the wrong battle group. Delete that one. New battle group. We want to go armored air cav. Or not airborne. Armored cav. There we go. 2,500 points in vehicles. The problem here now is, okay, we've got SEP 3s, SEP 2s, and the SEP tanks. So those are all the good tanks. The Abrams aren't bad, but then we got to bring in the strikers, right? Strikers are cheap. So we can only have 2 of these. We can only have 4 of those. And we can have 6 of these. I'm already over my limit. And I haven't even added the active protections on them yet. See, none of these have the active protection. So let's just go straight up just active protection on them and not the extra armor. That adds 70 to their cost. This doesn't have active protection. Oh, I don't want those. They don't have active protection. Do these guys got them? Nope. Just more armor. So the SEP 2 and 3s are the only ones with active protection. Yeah, there we go. That would be a good group. I still got 100 and 350 points I can throw in there. Trophies already got up. Already got those up. The Booker's a good one. Because I can put the Iron Fist protection on him. That's a good tank. It's a $200 tank. That one's not bad. I don't think I can get 2 of them. Oh, I can. Just can't. No, I can't. Can't get 2 of them. I can only get 1 Booker. So, but that's not a bad. That's not a bad tank right there either. I mean, they don't have a lot of armor on them. Booker's got 800. But it's got the active protection on it. It's got 2 active protection, so it can take pretty much 2 hits. And that's it. But I only got 1 of them. If I were to go with this route. So what did I do for my push attacks? I did Armored Marine. I did one that just has a few tanks. And this one has a lot of tanks. So I literally got 8, 9, 10, 11, 17, 18 tracked vehicles. And then there's 2 up here in the Recon. Those are the SEP 2 TUAs. They're basically an M1 Abrams. That have the active protection on them also. So I can bring a lot of tanks into the game. But then I need somebody else to provide air cover. Right? Because I can't do everything. You can't do everything. So I've got my hard push, which is this one, Armored Marines. I got kind of a half push. Yes, the assault breacher is great for buildings, but I mean, if you have a bunch of tanks and they're coming down the street and they see infantry in a building, between the machine guns and their main guns, they decimate any infantry in the building. And if you're using that attack G, that forced attack button, they're going to stop as soon as they see the first infantry. So if there's like a row of buildings and there's an infantry in each one, they're going to stop at that first one and destroy it before they move forward and destroy the next one and the next one and the next one. So they're not shooting all the infantry at once. You know, that's the key difference in your play style, is you've got to make sure you're using that G key, that Gulf key, because that Gulf key is so important, because it'll actually stop, and then because it stops, the fog of war is such that it's not going to see you unless they have units that can see you first, but they should already be shooting by then. But most of your units that have any type of a anti-tank on them, especially infantry, are going to be your toes, which can outshoot a tank. So you just gotta plow through a toe. But the javelins are not as far shooting as your tanks are. So unless you're taking on some actual anti-tank infantry, if it's normal infantry, their range is only like 500 yards or 500 meters. So, 500-600 meters anyway, depending on what type. But, yeah, you could decimate infantry very quickly with the tanks. I've done it. I've taken my main push tank attack, and I got to manage it. I've got to manage it. You know, you can't just push them up there and then let them go and hope they're going to survive. You got to push them up with, you know, what you're doing, and then keep going with the push. Bring supplies up, put supplies down so they can back up and resupply and re-armor. Because I'm going to show you. Here is my, you know, how they portray me. So on this side, where is that? Oh, I thought they had that all set up that I could see. Whoop, that's not what I want. I thought it had it set up to my kill death ratio. Maybe that's just on the game. Maybe that's just per, you know, when I finally battle it out, it shows my kill to death ratio. I'm always 1.75 or over 2 to 1 on my kill to deaths. So I kill twice as many as I die, which is what the whole game is about. It's about killing more of them than you die. Because that's what your points are, what keeps you going. So I guess I thought it tracked it and kept it tracked. So it must be per episode. So no big deal. No big deal. But anyway. Yeah. So any other questions anybody has out there? I mean, I might just play a quick skirmish against the AI. Just to kind of show you, but I really hate playing skirmishes by myself because I'm not set up to do everything at once. That's why the campaign's really nice. You know, if you're to play the campaign, but the campaign doesn't allow you to play your own deck. Right? I could create a lobby. We could do a scenario, but I don't think I have any really cool scenarios. Yeah, just the main ones. Refinery invasion, which is an okay one. I don't mind that one. It's actually a pretty sweet setup. I don't get any points for this one though. You don't get points for playing a scenario. Only for run some DAPs. What's a DAP? You got me on that one. You got me on that one, Doctor. I don't know what a DAP is. DAPS. I mean, Doc, if there's some time you want to play, you just let me know. We're trying to get a good group of people together that can play together. Private lobby. Meandering River, Cold Harbor. I like all these maps. A lot of these maps are really cool. I guess we can end on one scenario. Oh. Helicopter direct action penetration, huh? So what battle group do I want? Let's use my air superiority deck. And do I want to use the one that has the 2 bombs? No, I probably want to use the one I think that's this one. I think this one's my... See, it's just not... It's too long. I have too long of a name for it. I think this is my air superiority with my big bombs, with my 16 2,000 pounders. And I don't want to go up against tank. I want to go up against Marines. Oops, coastal troops. So this is a Marine Special Forces group up against Marines. We'll give this a shot. We'll see how I do. I know they'll have air, anti-air. So, see how well my tactics do. Now you can see how full of shit I am. Like I said, I'd rather play with other people, but we'll make this the ending to the stream. We'll do this. This will take about 45 minutes. And I'm assuming this is the right group. I'm going to look at the B2 as soon as I come in and make sure it's the right one. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay. So... Oh, well, there's nothing wrong with that. All right. Let's go. Guess we'll bring in the Osprey. We'll bring in Rangers. Let's set up another one. Do the same kind of thing.
Osprey is mission ready. Emergency unload. Osprey standing by. Cargo helicopter approaching the DZ. Roger. Osprey ready. Flying to coordinates. The Osprey is in the air. Heading there now.
Anti-armor standing by.
Oh, God damn it. Wrong button.
Anti-armor here. Get in that building! Set up a base of fire!
Did I bring any stingers? I did not.
These things we do,
Yeah, I did.
that others may live. Get in, check your corners. They say we're special persons.
Rangers lead the way! I want a base of fire in that building! Anti-tank team standing by.
that building! Marine Raiders, at your command. Let's take that building.
Didn't bring any anti-air with that. Ah, shit. God damn it. I wasn't paying attention. They came in on helicopters. Motherfucker.
Boots on the ground.
Forgot to send them in on...
Little Bird at your command. Magic carpet ride is over.
These guys came in on trucks.
Mash your motor, we gotta go.
Okay, let's try that again. Infantry. A recon. On foot.
Look alive! Patty check unit here, sir.
Oh yeah, here we go. Tank's already there. Tank's already coming down. All right.
Little Bird.
I mean, that truck's coming down. That's...
Little Bird ready. Little Bird reporting in.
Anybody home?
Killer Egg awaiting mission. Flying to coordinates. Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me.
Did you get Charity her stuff?
Cargo dumped.
See if I can come in behind them.
Killer Egg reporting in. Flight plan updated. Little Bird is mission ready. Roger, egressing. Killer Egg ready for combat. Target received. Engaging. Maximum power. Flyby attack initiated. Cargo truck ready. Killer Egg standing by.
Raiders in combat, awaiting commands.
Mission's over.
Osprey tilt rotor aircraft here.
Yeah, not going good at all. Not going good at all.
Back to the fort. Osprey reporting in.
What are you waiting for? Drive! Pedal to the metal. Roger. We're on the move. Roger. Moving to next waypoint.
Raiders, always forward. En route to target location.
Oh, I don't have artillery on this guy. Okay.
Tanks are dead. We're in the missile age now. Roger. Moving to next waypoint.
5x5, lining up for attack. Osprey at your command. Flying out.
Killer egg here. Heading there. Roger. Engage and destroy.
Where the hell did my other Osprey go? Did I send the wrong Osprey back? Probably.
Lab at your command, sir.
Solid copy. Search and destroy.
That's a big 10-4. We're moving. AH-6, killer egg here. 5x5, lining up for attack.
Missile operator down. We need an evac. Marine Raiders engaged in combat.
Killer egg at your command.
It's a little freaked out because I turned around. Yeah,
Heading there.
Yep. It went down.
Lab ready for combat. Need supplies? Heavy armor is on the field. Logi here, send traffic. Dumping cargo.
Comanche at your command.
Lab ready for combat. Sweeping area.
Marine Raiders standing by. Moving.
I think he's not freaked out. He's just like, what the hell?
Comanche at your command.
I don't know what the hell blew that up.
Anti-tank, here. Gunner, engage target.
Comanche reporting in. Flight path updated. Treetop level, roger.
Lab, ready for action. Roger. We're on the move.
Comanche is mission ready.
We're sending artillery onto their own people.
Air defense at your disposal, sir.
Turning to new heading.
Gonna do a Hail Mary here. We'll see if that works.
Roger, flying there.
Lab, awaiting order.
God damn it. I should have moved him sooner. I knew I should have.
Get us the fuck out of here! Pushing forward.
Comanche here. We've been hit.
Back to Texaco. Recalibrate azimuth sweep angle. Adjust
Our
elevation
vehicles
scan.
are hit. We need maintenance.
Comanche standing by.
Gunship ready to strike.
Vehicle heavily damaged. Need maintenance.
Comanche is mission ready.
Moving there now.
AC gunship waiting target. Flying the coordinates. We're the angel of death. Changing course.
Rolling on double nickel.
Proceeding as frag.
Good copy. Next waypoint received.
New heading set.
Vessel operator down. Request immediate evac.
Gunship standing by for target.
Shit, it's
Solid
almost.
copy. RTB.
It's almost out.
Raptor copies. Bugging out.
God damn it. All right, he's right over there. I don't have any artillery to take him out.
Logi here, send traffic. Unloading.
Comanche standing by. Low and slow.
Cargo truck ready. Air defense standing by.
Comanche, reporting in. New trajectory set.
I can hear the artillery, but where is it?
Special forces reporting multiple KIAs.
5x5. Affirmative.
Stack up. Prepare for entry. We're not
Emotional damage.
It's like a walk in the park.
Anti-tank here.
Double time. Special reconnaissance here. Copy. We take that building.
Anti-armor at your command, sir.
Comanche is mission ready. New flight plan received.
AT specialists at your disposal. Copy. We take that building. We have a building to secure. Solid copy.
Comanche at your command. Full power. Flying at max speed. Comanche is mission ready. Comanche is mission ready. Comanche reporting in. Comanche at your command. Roger, engage and destroy.
Killer egg is combat ready. Going hot. The killer egg is in the air. Copy. Looking for targets.
Comanche ready. Eyes on target. We got a clear shot. Chop, making hits.
Killer egg awaiting mission. Clear to engage. We've been hit. AH-1 standing by. Roger that. Sweeping the area. Killer egg here. Viper ready for combat. Viper awaiting mission.
CA CH-53 copies. Coordinates received. Flying low. Heading back to base. CH-53 heavy lifter here. Solid copy. Approaching the DZ.
Killer Egg at your command. New heading set. Viper here.
Hello there.
Burn taco!
CH-53 here. Copy. Egressing.
AJ Specialist here. Go ahead. Get your asses in that building! Sweeping the area! Solid copy. Advance and report. Who knew you'd do PT? Helicopter damage. Request immediate.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting my ass kicked. This is the problem they have when you only have...
Chopper damage. Request immediate RTB.
Anything. Vehicle standing by. Already there.
Looking for targets of opportunity.
I'm getting my ass kicked. But I didn't... I kind of felt I was going to
It was
anyway.
at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Driving to coordinates.
We've been hit. Master warning.
Yep, there went the helicopter.
Lab standing by. Moving out. Abrams, ready to roll. Heavy cab, ready to rumble. Moving as ordered. Roger, we're Oscar Mike. Inbound. New bearing set. Moving under radars. Gauge 1 reporting in. Caller here, hunting radars. One more hit and our vehicle's done! Lab in combat! Send your orders! Gunship here. Caller, mission ready. Inbound. Back to home plate. AC gunship standing by.
Gunship ready.
Heavy cab, ready to roll. Search and destroy. Killer egg ready for combat. New flight plan received.
Gunship standing by for target.
Abrams here. We're combat ready.
We're the Angel of Death.
Signal clear. Receiving the optical feed.
Yeah, they knew these guys were going to get their butts kicked down here. Okay, spooky.
Proceeding as frag.
Gonna lose that one.
Killer egg reporting in. Full power. Anti-aircraft standing by.
Special forces reporting. We got casualties.
New heading set. Coordinates received. Commencing attack.
Special forces here. We got casualties.
Going for effect.
Marine Raiders, always forward. Special forces reporting. We got KIAs.
Gunship here, ready to strike. Airstrike is go for
Awesome,
effect.
Doc. I appreciate it, man. Anytime. Anytime.
Raiders here. Go ahead.
The Angel of Death is in the air. Roger that. Strike area confirmed. New course set. Gunship here. Strike coordinates received.
Lab here. We're combat ready. Target acquired. Engaging. Vehicle
gunship ready to strike. Driver, move out! Full throttle! Solid copy. Air support mission inbound. Coordinates received. Commencing attack. AC gunship waiting target. Heavy cavalry ready for action. Flight plan updated. Stealth fighter here. Target locked. Engaging. Gliding electric shows. Standing by. Fencing out. Roger that. AC gunship standing by. I got hit. Pole stick is shaking.
God damn.
AH-6, killer egg here.
Comanche, standing by.
Good copy.
We got a malfunction. The drone must have been hit.
Already there.
All right, I think I concede already. I give up. I give up. I give up. It's kicking my ass.
Anti-aircraft here. At your command. Moving out. Good copy. Next waypoint received.
Comanche here.
Green Berets here. Go ahead. DJ's here. Standing by. Roger. Charlie Mike.
No, it's not, Mac.
Get in that building! Green Berets, standing by. Move! Move! Move!
Comanche, ready.
Killer egg ready for combat.
We're moving.
Yeah, I just don't have enough versatility. This is a good deck to get help from somebody, but not necessarily to do the work.
Logistics ready. Here, beans, bullets, and band-aids.
Flying there.
Copy. Relocating.
Osprey, ready. Drop zone coordinates received.
Green Green Berets, ready. The Air Force is on the ground. Marching keeps us fit. Special Forces here.
You won't find a faster lawnmower.
Did you ask for the best?
Anti-tank team at your order.
Detachment Delta, standing by. Delta Force, standing by.
Comanche, standing by.
Stay low, go fast.
Killer Egg is combat ready. Roger that. Search and destroy. Killer Egg awaiting mission. Setting up an attack pattern. Changing course. Killer Egg standing by. The Killer Egg is in the air.
Comanche here. Roger that. Search and destroy.
Prowler on the hunt for radars. Anti-armor engaged in combat. Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed. Flying there now. Anti-tank team engaged in combat. Don't stay here. Get in that building. Prowler standing by.
Come on, just turn your radar on. That's all you gotta do.
Anti-armor here. We're in combat. Get the fuck up. Move. Prowler here. Send traffic. Over. Back to Texaco.
Copy.
All right, we're gonna do one B2 Spirit run, bombing run, just for a last minute. Got 2 minutes left in the phase. They got me beat 3-13.
Line of coordinates.
5 by 5.
Stealth bomber standing by. There, where I have passed, the grass will never grow again. Coordinates received. Bombs are ready. Knock, knock. They all fear the shadow of my wing. On the double.
Drone is online. Changing grid.
I just don't have any artillery. That was my big downfall to this one. I had no artillery.
Let's run him over! Copy. Relocating. Roger. Moving out. Roger. We're on the move. Copy. Relocating.
Okay, last push. We'll push right up the middle.
Chillin in your command. Establish a base of fire in that building.
Nope. No, it won't. Major defeat. Well, at least I'm a major. I got promoted from captain. All right, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Mac, I appreciate all the subs. Doc, same way. Thank you very much. I'm out with the Wiggles. Yes, sir. Yeah. So that's by yourself. So you got to have a pretty balanced deck in order to play this. Otherwise, play with other people. Just saying. What was my KD? Yeah, 1.3. That is the lowest kill to death ratio I've had. Holy shit. But it is what it is. So I wasn't doing that for shits and giggles. I was just doing it to test stuff out. Where's my B2 stealth bomber? I want to see how much it did. Okay, well, I brought in 500 points and I killed, 1,800, right? 120, 180, 180 points of damage. Not a lot. Some of my Comanches did better. I mean, my Spookies always do great. They just rock the world out there. That Comanche didn't do too bad. Took out quite a few. But the Spookies definitely work. So that's a really good deck for helping somebody else. And that's all I got to say about that. So let's see who's out there that we can raid. We'll go ahead and raid another channel that's playing. Well, let's see. Who are we following that's playing? Okay, Vulcan Gaming. He's playing... What is he playing? He's playing Broken Arrow. He's a big-time gamer. Vulcan HD Gaming. We raided him yesterday. We're going to go ahead and raid him today. Just because I'll get him to start to know my name. So, I mean, that's all it takes, right? Just for somebody to get to know your name. But anyway, guys, I appreciate every single one of you for coming in today. Don't forget, hit that follow button for me. And then go to my YouTube page. The link is in the description down below. Hit that subscribe button for me. It's the last things you can do in the world that are absolutely free is to follow and subscribe to Captain. And I appreciate it. It really helps the stream out. And it helps the channel out. So, let's go over and see what he's doing when he's playing Broken Arrow. I'm Captain Adonis. I'm out.
Airstrike complete. Egress route set.